What is up, YouTube? I'm Fleeking, and today is a little bit more of a serious episode. So, I do these Yap sessions whenever I don't have time to record or edit a video. Technically, I have a bunch of episodes already recorded and everything, but I don't have anything to edit right now. Or no, I have anything. I'm tired, y'all. I'm really tired. So this all is gonna come out today on Thursday because I'm so tired. I just want to lay down. There will be another Silent Hill next Thursday, and then there will be a Lethal Company Tuesday. We're gonna wrap up Lethal Company, and then we're gonna do a few modded episodes of Lethal Company, and then we're gonna move on to the next game. But yeah, that's the plan for that. I'm sure I said something like that during the last Silent Hill episode. But I just wanted to do another Yap session. As you guys saw the title, this is about my beliefs or judgment of my beliefs, if that makes sense. So, I don't really get judgment on my beliefs necessarily, like directly. And please ignore my siblings upstairs. Also, ignore the fact that I'm not using my regular microphone because it doesn't hook up to my camera, and I'm only using my camera to record. So that's why it's just normal audio between the camera. I could like technically use the camera app on the computer and record me talking, but it's, you know what, I'll do that. I shouldn't be lazy. Okay, so now that we got the audio and all the cameras, audio, right, it sounds better. It sounds a lot better for you guys. Yeah, the title of this video, beliefs or whatever. I either choose beliefs or judgment of my own beliefs. I'll probably do beliefs. It is what it is whenever I get to it. But who's texting me? So the origin of this video, the reason I came to do this video, like I said, is if I don't have time to edit or record a video. And I also, Halloween is around the corner. You know, everybody loves the spooky season, you know, of Halloween and all the scary things that do have to do with it. But on the day of Halloween, I am this is hard for me to talk about because of just my life up until now with when it comes to October 31st. Because I don't celebrate Halloween. I'm a Christian. I do not celebrate Halloween. My parents did not, and they raised me not to. And I agree with the reasons of why they don't celebrate Halloween, and it is now why I do not celebrate Halloween. Now, I do not judge or care if anyone else does it. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm not a super judgmental Christian or a judgmental one at all, because that's not our job to judge as Christians or as human beings. We are not, we are not the judge or executioner. We have no right. We have no authority over the human race. In all actuality. So I don't judge. That's what the Bible says not to do. If you hear anything different from any other church, they're freaking wrong. They're very, very wrong. But yeah, so I don't care if you do. I don't care if anyone else does. It's not really my problem because it's not my life. So I don't stress about it. But as much as I don't care about what other people do on Halloween, a lot of people care about what I do on Halloween. And it, I thought that once I was done with school, I wouldn't have to deal with this anymore, but it's now transferred to my church friends that do these things. Basically the gist of it is, every Halloween it'll come around. The same freaking people come up to me. Ryan, RJ, whatever I was going by at the time. What are you going to be for Halloween? And I have to tell them I don't celebrate Halloween. And they would ask me why. And I'd be like, because I'm a Christian. Okay, what does that have to do with it? I explain. They stop listening and walk away, or they don't even ask me why or whatever. And that's be the end of it. Now, the first few years in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, it was like, it made me really, really feel like I was missing out because it looked like so much fun, walking around to strangers' houses and taking candy from them in disguises. But yeah, it looked so fun to me as a child. Obviously I'm 19, so of course that doesn't look fun to me anymore. But in my middle school mind, I grew to resent Halloween. Like I was the Grinch of Halloween. Like people asked me, I was like, no. Are you? What are you gonna be? Don't even ask me, bro. Because I was. It's like I'm the same way with a lot of things that I was not allowed to do as a Christian child growing up. I came to resent them because of how much I was bothered by it by other people, because everyone was always asking me, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And it got to the point, why do you care? Now I don't want this to be a super serious, sad thing like the past 2 Yap sessions. I say 2, but the second one has been taken down for reasons that are not your business. But I don't want this to be like a super sad, serious thing, or it's serious, but it's not sad. I really don't know where I'm going. I just want to talk, because these are easier to edit. These don't take as long. It is difficult because people that I'm really close to who are Christian, in fact, my entire church. So like I don't necessarily have a problem, because like I said, I don't care if other people do it, but I don't know. It's like I do and I don't, I care about the people close to me that do it, because I feel like, you claim to be living this certain way. Now, see, it's hard not to sound like you're judgy when you're not. I'm not judging them in any way. It's just that I don't try to judge others when they do that. But I'm like, last Halloween, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and it was like we were talking, and I'm not going to give the details of the conversation because I don't want to start any conflict with anybody, because I'm sure if I start giving details, and if that person watches my YouTube channel, which I highly doubt that they do, I feel like there will be some, conflict and some animosity that I really truly do not want with anybody. I don't want no problems with anybody. I just want to spread love and joy with everyone. So I don't really care. You know what? If you want to get all upset and offended, that's on you, man. I'm gonna live my life. Basically, they were setting up for the Halloween, or not Halloween. It's called Eat Sweet Night, which that already is a detail of what church I go to. If you're around my area, that already gives away what church I go to. Church on the Rock, obviously. They do a thing called Eat Sweet Night every Halloween, where they get the whole area, get the whole it's super fun. You go to these different areas and like the different ministries, like the youth ministry, the children's ministry. They all set up their little areas for Eat Sweet Night, and you go through them, and it's like a theme in each area. One year, my area, the youth area, we were going to do Spider-Man, and it was going to be like we were going to set up a play and everything, but my mom had pulled me out of it, which I will get to that in a second. And I was like kind of like the main director of everything. So that kind of that idea crashed and burned violently. I don't know what they did after that. I don't know what the theme is this year either. They're doing it tonight. I know that. That's what gave me the idea to do this video, is that they're doing it tonight, and I can't even call my baby because she's out doing that, which I'll also get to that in a second. But yeah, so they were setting up for whatever the theme was last year, and I helped. I'm trying to think of what they did, because there was they were building a city. I think it might have been Spider-Man, honestly. I think they was building New York. I don't remember. I really don't remember, because we were building buildings. We had boxes. We'll go large, medium, small to make like a skyscraper or whatever. It was pretty fun to make. Obviously I'm going to help serve, because that's what I'm supposed to do, is serve my church and the people that go to my church. That's what God wants me to do. So that's what I did. But the conversation that came up of hey, are you going to be there? And I was like, no, I won't. I'm going to help you guys set up. I'm going to help you guys build whatever you need, but I won't actually be attending. And so he kind of asked me why. And I was like, I said, I don't really believe anyone. And this is why I have my opinions that I have now of not sharing, which I know is contradictory to what I'm doing now, but whatever. This is what kind of put my mentality for a while to just keep to myself and just keep my mouth shut. But honestly, I really don't care anymore. I was like, I don't celebrate Halloween, and I believe that we are not supposed to. The Bible is said to be set apart from the world. That's in the Bible, and that's even acknowledging it is not necessarily acknowledging it, but that's getting an alternative. That's like not drinking alcohol but getting something else that can make you drunk. It's the same concept, but I know it's severely different, but it's the same concept. You know, we don't celebrate Halloween here, but we have an alternative that's pretty close to it. I know I keep kicking the camera, my bad. And it's like, I don't know about it. It's one of those things that I don't know because I need to get more into my word. And that at that time I was super unprepared to defend my case. And this is actually one of my moments to have realized that I need to start making this my religion instead of my parents' religion, because I just said no because my parents said no, but I need to find my why, and I'm starting to find my why. But anyway, and I was just like, the Bible, the word says to be set apart, and so I'm set apart, and I don't think that anyone else, I really don't think that the church should be a part of that, but I have no authority over that. But anyway, and he kind of was like, I understand, but don't you think the pastor would have been conflicted by that? That guy would have been saying. So first things first, you don't know what's going on with him in his life and what his prayer life is like. Like, you don't. You truly don't. You can act like you do, but you don't. And once again, I don't mean any disrespect by saying that. I know my tone was a little aggressive there. Sorry, but you don't know what he's going through, so you can't sit there and act like he's not, or that he is. I'm not saying that he is, and you can't say that he's not. But yeah, that was one point he brought up, and then he was like, okay, well, you can say the same thing about Christmas and how the origins of Christmas. Well, I'm not talking about the origins. That's why earlier in the video I said not the origins. I'm not talking about the origins. I'm talking about the meanings of something. Because if you think about it, I'm gonna give you. So he said, because the origins of Christmas were not very Christ-like, but we still celebrate Christmas. It was like, okay, we got a fair point. And I had nothing to say back then, but now I do. It's kind of like that joke of like, you think of like 13,000 roasts you could have said in the roast battle 3 days later after the battle's over. But anyway, because it got me to think a lot on why. Like, okay, he had me there. I celebrate Christmas, but the origins of Christmas are not very Christ-like. So why do I celebrate Christmas? And I had to think about it. I'm like, okay, what's the meaning of Christmas? What does it mean now? Based on what, or opposed to what does Halloween mean? And if you think, let's search that up. Let's actually do that right now. I'm not recording on my screen, so I'm not going to start that up. So, Christmas is celebrated to remember the birth of Jesus Christ, who Christians believe is the Son of God. Who is the Son of God? Scratch that who Christians believe. Yeah, I believe, but that's true. It's the truth. You can be upset with me all you want, but it's the truth. I have way too many encounters with God to act like it's false. That's the meaning. Now we can go over the origins, but we're not going to do a history lesson in this video because, like I said, I don't want to edit too much. Now, Halloween is a holiday that has multiple meanings, including celebrating the dead, celebrating the harvest, which is a pagan celebration, welcome to harvest at the end of summer. Okay, warding off evil spirits. The souls of the dead return to their homes, so they dressed in costumes and lit bonfires to ward off spirits. Honoring the trickster, the story of Stringy Jack, legendary trickster who cheated death and was sentenced to wander the earth, said to the spirit. Okay, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that. Secular holidays. Halloween has become increasingly secular over time and is now celebrated by many non-Christians around the world. I didn't even search up a Christian thing, so that's interesting that it's saying that. But yeah, a lot different. But yeah, it's like on the day the souls of the dead return to their homes. Okay, so here's the thing. The dead don't come back. When you dead, you dead. You dead, you die, you either go to heaven or hell. And you stay there. That's how it is. If you ever get spirits that you think that are your relatives, those are called familiar spirits. What a familiar spirit is they basically, they manifest as a, relative that you may have lost, and they act like that they are that relative. And they use that to kind of get in your head. I have a friend who actually dealt with that and has still not overcome it, and I don't know how to approach that right now, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. But yeah, that's called a familiar spirit. So the dead do not rise unless Jesus has called them to. The dead spirits do not rise. When you go to heaven or hell, you stay there unless God does something. Unless God is doing something, you're staying where you are. So there's that. So the meaning of Halloween is something to do with dead spirits and warding off spirits, and not by a Christian way of warding off evil spirits, because we want to keep evil spirits off of us, of course. I mean, most people do. All right, the Bible says to honor the memory of the dead, but like focus on the living, and God's promises. So if we think about it, they're, like I said, I've said it multiple times already, but my camera's freaking out. I don't know how long that's been dead, but those are vastly different. So to even bring up their origins, why would you bring up their origins to depict on whether or not you should celebrate it? Because if we're going that route, then no one, and I mean nobody, should be allowed to serve in the church. Because we all got some messed up origins. We all got some messed up past. I have a messed up past. I've done some messed up things. Okay, we all have. We're born in sin. There's nothing we can do about that. Nobody's perfect. So let's say we got two people. All right, you're deciding which one you'd rather be your friend. So if you were to go the route of, their origins are similar, as in like they're bad, and you be both of their, so would you be both of these people's friends? So person one, when he was younger, he was, I guess he grew up in the hood. All right, he couldn't find a job, so he had to resort to drug dealing and robbing and all the different stuff. But later in his life, he turned his life around, and now he's, let's say, I don't know, he's a multimillionaire in a legal company, legal businesses, and he's wiped his slate clean. Okay, there you go. That's person one. Person two, they also grew up in that same environment. They also grew up the same way. They ended up doing the same things, but they did not turn their life around. But you're both friends with both people, or you look up. Like, let's just think about those both people. Let's not think about being friends with them. Because with me, I'm friends with hooligans and people who do bad stuff. But I do that just so I can try to lead them to a better life. There's nothing wrong with being friends with people like that, honestly, in my opinion. Which is a whole nother video that I could do. Which I probably will do. But yeah. They're like, which one? You see, that person one, that's Christmas. That person two, that's Halloween. We are not to judge people. Now, we're not to, I'm using the judge word loosely because I don't mean judge them, like literally judge them. We are not to, I can't think of any other word besides judge right now, which I know is super hypocritical, and I'm sorry, but we're just going to use judge for now. But I do not literally mean to judge people. But we cannot judge people by their past. We can only judge them by the fruits of their spirit. And so, if someone has turned his life around, he's now a devoted Christian, he has his own business, he's a good person. Or he's got his life straight. But if a guy is still in that, that life of drug dealing, all this different stuff, then that's who he is. So that's kind of what I want to say is like, yeah, Christmas may have had a bad origin. I really don't know the origin, but I'm sure. I mean, honestly, if I really think about it, I didn't actually search up the origin of Christmas, but I don't remember it being the actual about celebrating Jesus' birth. So hold on. It was a pagan tradition to celebrate the birthday of Mithra, god of light and loyalty, and the celebration of the winter solstice. But the church in Rome began celebrating Christmas on December 25th. In 336, during the reign of Constantine, the first Christian emperor. The church may have chosen this day to weaken pagan traditions. So that's the origins of Christmas. That's a very, very short version. I know I said I didn't want to get into the details of that, but that's that. So that's just one belief, man. My thing is, I don't believe Christians should celebrate Halloween, and that's my with as little Bible knowledge as I have, that is my defense on it, and that is where I stand on it, and that's why I forever stand. Now back to what I was saying about me getting pulled away from it. That's where the judgment started to come in towards me and towards my mother, and that's where I was like, okay, now it's a problem. You can do whatever you want to me. You can say whatever you want me. People talk about my back 24/7. I don't give a crap. Do not think of my mother that way. We're going to leave it at that. If you want to find out, there's a nice graph that tells you. It's right here. But replace that with mess around and find out, because I'm trying not to curse anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not searching up that board, but y'all know what I mean. The F around and find out graph. You want to mess around and find out. Anyway, and that was kind of a wake up call for me. Whenever I got pulled away, it was like, you know what? Yeah, I was about to, that was participating into that what's it called? That holiday. Now I know I'm gonna get, if people see this, which I highly doubt they will, there's gonna be a lot of arguments in the comments. I'm not gonna answer a single one of y'all. This is where I stand. This is what I believe. You know? And I believe, just as human beings, that we should just, instead of fighting each other over what we believe and trying so hard to get everyone to believe like us, we should just live our lives, man. Like, yeah, if your religion calls for it, you know, teach, preach. And if it's truly, you know, if it's truly what you're supposed to be doing, the people you're supposed to teach it will come to you. As a Christian, if I wanted to start preaching on here and start doing sermons every Monday or every other Monday, the people that God wants me to reach is going to show up. I'm not going to go around shoving the Bible down everyone's throats in like an aggressive sense, but I am going to be passionately trying to spread the word. If an opportunity shows itself, I'm going to take that opportunity. But that should go along with the rest of the world. Like, we shouldn't be so, like, when it comes to people being, I'm not even going to touch LGBT stuff. I'm not even going to touch that, man. I'm not trying to get in no business, because look, I may not agree with the lifestyle that many of them choose, but I do not care if they choose that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a part of that. But if they want to do that, that's them. That's on them. That's them. I have friends that are gay. I got my editor on my first 2 videos, which actually I'm trying to get him to come back. He just needs a new computer and he's going to be editing again. He's gay. Do I care? No, I don't. I have other friends that are gay. Do I sit there every day and remind them that they're in the wrong, or that they are, oh, you heathen, God hates you and you should you're going to hell? No, I don't do that. No. And that's not what any Christians do. And it really pisses me off when they do, because you're not bringing anyone to God. You're pushing them away. That's what that does. You cannot twist my words into anything else. That is what that does. So I don't do that. And I don't think any other Christian should do that. But like I said, my thoughts should be kept, is what guides my life. My opinions and my belief is what guides my life. And that's how everyone should be. It is okay to express your beliefs. That is perfectly fine. Especially in America. Freedom of speech. All right? The freedom of speech. We are allowed to speak our minds and to share what we believe is right. Now, there might not be, there is no law against bashing on those beliefs, because, you know, that's still freedom of speech. But I don't think we should, you know? If someone believes that freaking water created the earth, there was a God of water, and that God of water solely created the earth, okay, that's what you believe, man. I may say, oh yeah, okay, but I believe this. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you're wrong. Oh, okay. I believe this. If you want to hear more about it, I'm always here. I'm always open to talk. But I'm not going to force it on you, because you're not supposed to. At least I don't think. But like I said, I'm not. I need to get more on my word. That's something I'm struggling with. That's something I need to get better at. One thing I wanted to add, and I was not going to turn the camera back on because I got to take the SIM card back out and all that stuff. But one thing I want to add is that is the reason why I say in my outros, like, comment, subscribe, use the free will that God has given you, because, you know, God has given us free will and he's given us the choice to believe him or not believe him and believe other things. So that's another thing. So I can't prolong this video anymore because I don't have a lot of biblical advice and biblical evidence of what I'm backing up. But these are the things that have been taught to me through the Bible, through the word of and pastors. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to get into everything I believe versus what everyone else's believe. I just wanted to touch Halloween because that's around the corner. Yeah, I'm just want to do another Yap session, because why not? Not a somber, sad one. I'm going to also re-record right after this. I'm going to re-record the expectations for YouTube, because I don't want that to be, that's also a somber video, and I'm gonna keep it on there just so people could see where I started, how I felt about YouTube when I first started, based on now or later in the future, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that one just because it's super somber and mellow tone and very
not necessarily dark, but y'all have seen it. If you have seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't, you can go watch it. Basically talks about my goals on YouTube. He kind of introducing me, but I'm gonna redo it because I was in a super depressed mood at the time, and it was not the mood to be doing a video like that. But yeah, I'm doing it here. No need for an outro. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Sorry I couldn't get a game out today. I'm just really tired, y'all. I've been working, man. I've been working, and Modern Warfare and Black Ops 6 is downloading on my console, and I would like a weekend of silence, okay? Because I'm going to be MIA for a good 74 hours, okay? But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.